Yo, what up, YouTube? Getting back into the streaming game here at Daytona in the Cessna Citation 10. Gonna be heading up to the Atlanta area. Be taking the FERDA Motorsports team from the race down at Daytona up to Echo Park Speedway. Got the new jet here. Take the team. Got the checkered flag paint scheme here. I actually believe this was Jamie McMurray's private jet. Maybe still is in real life, but whatever. We'll go here, take off our engine covers, remove the chocks, and pitot tube and AOA covers. Head on into the jet.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
Alright, so first time in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, at least streaming, so forgive me if there's some weird issues. Go ahead and get everything fired up here. Fire up the APU. The plan, we're going Daytona to KHMP, Hampton, Georgia. We don't have any ATC online today, but we are filed direct Royez, direct CRG, direct MCN, then Yebit. But here at Daytona, we have the Royez 7 departure that we'll plan on flying. Winds are favoring the runway is 25, so it'll be a 250 heading to 4,000, and then basically just vectors to the 178 radial to the Craig VOR, then via assigned route. So we'll fly this. We'll plan to fly this, and then give ourselves a direct Royez or some point. Quick. We're parked right here, so we'll plan on 25 right. We'll use the long runway. Royez 7. Barbs, Royez, and CRG. MCN Yebit. Making let me just check something here on my phone real quick. Sweet, just trying to pull up the chat here. Cool. I think we're all set there. But then, yeah, Yebbit. And then KHMP. That's technically already in there. Performance in it. Let's just do 0.8 Mach. It's a pretty short flight, so no need to rip on up there. I filed for 330, and optimum is 370, but let's get up to 330. Let's go ahead and import from SimBrief. Nice. 8 passengers. Let's see, 400 pounds of luggage. That worked way more simply than I imagined. But we'll go ahead and sync from the EFB. I forgot the green keys are not active. We'll load that on another page. Let's go ahead and listen up to the ATIS real quick. 132.875. Alright, maybe we won't listen. Let's try it on COM 1 to see if there's something I'm doing wrong here. Alright, in any case, we do have SimBrief weather, so we'll just pull that up. Alright, let's use the METAR. It's temperature 22. Uh, 2995, that checks. And winds are 320 at 23, gusting 32. Holy cow. I don't know if that'll work, but it's probably wet right now because it is raining. Let's go ahead and make that assumption. And then we're pretty light, so we'll just do flaps 5. It's warm enough, we don't need anti-ice on. V speeds. Here's where we can put the actual cruise altitude. Awesome. Got the box set up. Let's go ahead and throw in our squawk from VATSIM here. It's showing that we should be on 2776. No ATC today though. Cool. I think we are all set. APU's running, engine's on. Do got good start pressure. Let's go ahead and fire this bad boy up. Alright, we're all clear. Let's go ahead and start number 2. Looking for 10%, fuel on 2. Starter dropped out. We'll go ahead and start number 1. %, fuel on 1. Got some good engine starts. Let's go ahead and set the heading to 250 per the SID. And initial altitude of 4,000. Good engine starts. We'll go ahead and kill the APU. And close the door, and then we are pretty much ready to go. So you can kind of see our taxi plan right here. Oh man. It's going to be a little right turn, followed by a right turn, then a left on the 25 right. Looks like we're going to be competing here with this American Eagle jet. Just to confirm that via the charts. Right turn, looks like Papa 9. Echo, Papa 9. And let's throw in the right frequency. 120.7. Let me just make sure that's the right frequency on the VATSIM. For CTAF. $120.7, sweet. Echo, Papa 9. Daytona traffic, Cessna, November 1, Juliet Mike, taxi in 2 runway 25 right via Echo, Papa 9, Daytona. Taxi lights coming on. We'll go ahead and set our flaps real quick too before we leave. And our trim.
Blue Streak 5489er at runway 25 right, ready for departure. IFR to Charlotte. Blue Streak 5489er, Altimeter 29905 traffic is Cessna Skyhawk on base. Cleared for takeoff runway 25 right. Cleared for takeoff runway 25 right, Blue Streak 5489er.
Kind of finish this turn real quick, and then I'm going to change some settings. Park brakes back on. Hopefully that's how we get rid of that. The extra ATC. And then gotta get rid of this motion blur. Okay, that's 1,000 times better. Alright, park brake is off.
Blue Streak 5489er contact Jacksonville Center on 134.0. Good day. Streak 5489er, acknowledge last transmission.
Oh my god, how do I turn off that ATC? I could have swore I turned it off already, but clearly not.
Blue Streak 5489er, please acknowledge. One tree 4.0, Blue Streak 5489er.
Alright, parking brakes back on. In sound, volume levels. Don't see it in there. Assistances. AI radio communications ATC. Okay. Apparently that's not it. Alright, this is where Google is our friend. Turn off ATC MSFS 2024. Accessibility. Settings, accessibility, turn subtitles off. Okay. Settings, assistances under realism. Okay, I have that all off already. Settings, general sound. I see there's no way to actually turn it off, but you can just turn the set character voice to 0. Okay. I guess that's the best you can do in 2024. Alright, final does appear to be clear. We're gonna have to adjust some graphic settings too before I stream again. Daytona traffic. Cessna November 1 Juliet Mike departing runway 25 right at Papa 9. Be joining the Royez 7 departure Daytona. Alright, ICAS is clear. Landing lights on. Get the strobes on. Lined up. Stabilize at 40. Pushing them up. Gnarly crosswind. Holy cow. And rotate. Climbing gear up. Holy cow. Yeah, it might have been an out of limits crosswind. 70 off at gusting 32 knots, probably. Alright, flaps up. Let's go ahead and pull back to climb. Go flight level change and heading. Actually, we'll go nav. Start pitching it for 250. Just kick the autopilot on. Into the weather. Let's go ahead and spin up to, call it 16,000 for now. Ourselves direct to Barb's. Fortunately, with the weather, couldn't even get a good view of the track. Daytona traffic, Cessna November 1 Juliet Mike is off the deck at this time. On the Royaz 7, last call, Daytona traffic. Through 10,000, lights coming off, and picking it up to 300 knots. Let's go 122.8. Up to 330. Swap over to standard. Fortunately, up there in Atlanta, super gusty up there too, but clear, a lot colder. We flying RNAV 24. Yeah, Yebbit. Come through transition, 2992 is set. Oops. There's got to be a way with the EFB here to load up my flight plan and everything. At least you would think. Choose your food service. It's NASCAR. We're gonna go pizza. No fancy plated dinners. That's 70 knots of crosswind right now. It's kind of funny that takeoff with the crosswind the way it was. Like, it wasn't really affecting the takeoff roll much, but as soon as I rotated and got airborne, you definitely see that nose crabbing. Definitely good to see that it's at least VFR up there right now for the real race today. See, TAF. It's basically saying VFR all day, so should hopefully get the race in. Just these winds are wild. Holy cow. We're flying Jacksonville right now. Sorry about that. It's probably obnoxiously loud. try and see if there's a way to just make it to where I could turn the volume down outside the aircraft. So I'd like to get some outside views. I think that's gonna be Jacksonville International right there. Got 1,000 to go. 320 for 330. Yep, Jacksonville International. Just flew out of there a week ago. Clear. Go ahead, set cruise thrust. I'll actually pull it back even a little further because I told the FMS we were going to cruise at 0.8 Mach, but I didn't do the Mach swap once we got through 0.80. Got this stupid detent in my throttle right where the power needs to be set right now. It's my afterburner detent for DCS. It just happens to be right about where the cruise thrust needs to be. Look at this crowd. Desired track at 330, and we're 8 degrees, 64 knots across, 40 knots of wind in the face. Kind of wonder if that's why maybe the winds are better up high. When I auto built the route in SimBrief, it wanted me to go up to 430. I'm like, we're like 250 miles. But maybe the winds. 390. I mean, it still looks gnarly up there too. Yeah, it's just as bad up high. Turn 21 miles out, 30 minutes out. Definitely gonna have to learn how to use this page a little better. next thing is probably where setting up to have the auto throttles might help me out here, so I don't have to worry about the stupid detent. Because with the auto throttles, you can have it set up to where it flies at FMS speed, which would be the 0.8 Mach. Shelton Pondery, good afternoon. Hey man, what's up? Alright, I will be right back. The wife and kids are back home, so gotta go help grab the kids out of the car. Be right back. Yeah, it has been a long time. I don't get on here quite as much as I used to. Always busy. Prepping for the arrival. Still super gusty. 60 degrees off for runway 24, but 300 to 10 gusting 22. Temperature 7. Altimeter 3017. Might probably help if I just selected the runway. No arrival. RNAV activate. And winds were 310 at 11, gusting 21. Just gonna do the gust 310 at 21. Definitely doing a 35 flapper. $3,100 feet required, 5,500 foot runway, so we're gonna have to make sure we put it down. Put it down on the markers. Okay, 120 miles to Yabut. We got about 30,000 to lose. It's probably about 20 miles. We'll start on down. Our land will take a left. And then we'll play in a park right on this ramp here. Looks like more of the private jets are parked down here, so looks like we'll just park it here. Alright, it's been about 20 miles. Let's go ahead and set 3,000. Alright, in the descent, altimeter's 3017. We're going to be flying the RNAV GPS runway 24 via Yabut. Plan to just do the, might do the straight in via Yabut. Mile per score is 241. We got 5,500 feet of runway. Keep it at 2,600 until HAMP, which is our final approach fix. We'll be doing a 35 flap approach down to our, we'll just use 1,300 feet all nav and ends. Looks like they're on 3016. Trying to shoot for more around 2,000 feet per minute on the descent. Bump up the power a little bit. Especially with these headwinds, pretty crazy. Honestly, probably could have delayed the descent another 10-15 miles. How strong these winds are. airfield out here. That's Warner Robins Air Force Base. Actually do an intermediate level off here at 17. And get our landing lights on as we're going through 18. One to go. 18 for 17. Yeah, but at 2600. So yeah, once we pass Macon, we'll set 2600 for the approach. Speed's creeping up. If I pull the power back anymore, it's going to drop like 10%. 10% in one, and we're going to get slow. All right, 3 miles to Macon, and we'll start a further descent. Alright, 2600 set. 300 knots on the level change. $52 miles to Yabut. We're even still a little early descending. I got like 13,000 to lose. 13,000 to lose. 49 miles. 3 times my altitude to lose is 1326, 39 miles. So we're about 10 miles early on the descent. So we'll keep it coming down at about 1,800 feet per minute. Missed that when we leveled off at 17. So what I'm probably going to do, instead of doing the whole GPS approach thing, is I'll just set myself up for a visual. Once I get a little bit closer, I'll kind of give myself just a base leg vector. At 11,000 feet, I'll go ahead and set my speed to 250 for the descent. I'm going to leave the power in because we're still way below profile. guessing that's probably the racetrack there. Kind of looks like a racetrack. Yeah, but Hamp is 6.7 miles. And this looks like the holding in lieu of procedure turn here. So we could probably pretty much start on a heading now if we're trying to do a visual. Atlanta Speedway traffic, Cessna November 1, Juliet Mike is about 20 miles to the southeast, inbound for visual runway 24, Atlanta Speedway. Let's go ahead and swap over to heading mode, fly 330 base heading. Where I wish I had a better graphics card and could see further. Kind of annoying. Arrival. I think I just have to do this instead. Vectors. There we go. Maybe it's there instead. Start slowing it down a little bit. Probably throw the flaps out, or the slats out here in a second. Five miles to final. Slats coming out. Flaps 5. So his little dog leg here. Okay, there's the racetrack. There's our runway. Got it in sight. Alright, let's go. Flaps 15. Gear down. Autopilot's coming off. Serious crosswinds. Holy cow. The runway is like right there on the little A pillar. Alright, flaps full. I have to adjust my view. Okay, I'm seeing 1 white, 3 red on the Pappies. Starting the descent now. Okay, 2 white, 2 red. Shoot, welcome back to Streaming Flight Sim. 20 knot crosswind. Winds are starting to die down. full rudder in. Jesus. Approach plate is still on screen. Can't see. Of course it is. I have no idea why it would still be on the screen. Like it's supposed to auto go away. And these are the type of things that are why I stopped streaming, because it always seems like there's some stupid glitch that comes on at the worst possible time. Of course, like I'm up to like the highest amount of viewers that I've had to this point, and this happens. Good enough spot. Alright. Start the APU up. Let's see why this hasn't gone away. Unbelievable. Somehow it got locked up on the OBS. Okay, we got a good generator on the APU. Well, definitely some bugs to work out for the next time I stream, if I even do, because that was like I said, it seems like it's always something with these streams. Whether the sound doesn't want to work, who knows? But made it to Atlanta. Landing was awful. I had full rudder in, and I still couldn't really align my nose with the runway, so probably I mean, what are the winds calling now? So 310 gusting 22 knots. I mean, it should be within limits. But anyways, fun flying again. Just frustrating with the bugs with the stream. But if you liked it, go ahead and give a thumbs up. Subscribe. I'll be doing more of these throughout the year, just flying from track to track, all that stuff. And then if you want to watch our races, you can go follow my brother's channel, bminto25. And he streams the races. I do sometimes too, but I'll plug his channel for that. So, otherwise, have a good rest of your weekend and go USA. Gold medal. See ya!